Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy, and this is the AFC East Shakedown. Welcome to the premiere episode. I'm going to go ahead and get my boys on. Of course, you guys, I got to say, the Dolphin, Captain D, running late, typical Dolphin fan. You guys, this is what I mean about Miami fans. You can't rely on them. They're always late. But let's get on the Patriots fans. Here we go. Trevor and Juan from the Sports Dynasty Podcast. How you guys doing?
What's up, bro? What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody doing?
Good, brother. Good. How was you guys ready or what, man? One more day. Not even half a day or whatever for finally real football.
I was about to say 24 hours from now,
yes.
all the afternoon games are over.
Dude,
whoa, less than 24 hours, finally. 24 hours from now, we'll be 1-0. 24 hours from now, we'll be 1-0.
Yes.
I like the confidence. You see, I do like the confidence. We're going to go over that later, but I like the confidence.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking the same thing. Want to know for sure. But hey, I appreciate you guys hopping on. And just a heads up, guys, whoever's watching, Trevor and Juan are going to be joining me every Saturday at 7:35, along with Captain D. What's up, Luis Rodriguez? I appreciate you popping on. But yeah, they're going to jump on with me every Saturday at 7:35. AFC East Shakedown. We're just going to go over basically the recap of the week that went on the week before, and then obviously preview the games that are coming up. The following day or Monday or however the game lies on, and just talking shit really, and seeing what happens, man. So we're waiting on my boy Captain D, but you know what? We're going to start with this anyways, and when he gets on, we'll go with him. But I want you guys to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you guys, what you guys do, how you guys became Patriot fans. Floor is yours, man.
You want to go first?
Yeah, we're the Sports Dynasty Podcast, have our own show. Where everywhere that you can think a podcast will be. So come and join whenever you feel like it. Our Facebook group too. Both of us are diehard Patriots fans. We decided to start the show just because we were sick of listening to, ESPN and all the garbage places where you could find your media. So we decided to do it ourselves. Just like our guy over here, Mafia Sports Report. We're all individuals doing our thing. So we decided to join on the fun. How we became Patriots fans. My story is different from his. I started watching sports really late when I was 15 years old. So that's 2007. Go figure, 2007, right? The first game that I watched was Patriots against Jets week 1. And, Randy Moss by himself beat the hell out of the Jets. I wish there's a Jets fan here to make fun of for that. But yeah, so who you thought I was going to choose at that point? I'm like, ooh, the guy throwing deep 50 yards every play to Randy Moss. I'm like, that sounds pretty fun. And ever since then, I've been following them, and then the Giants happened. Then Brady getting hurt the next year happened. And then I figured out me getting so highly upset after losing to every team that was actually good in 2008. I'm like, oh my God, I actually like this team. It's not just Tom Brady. Yeah. And then it's been that way since for me.
Okay.
For me, I've always been a diehard Red Sox fan growing up. So in New York, I live in New York. So we was watching the Patriots and Jets were playing on TV. And, it was like 2002. It was after the first Super Bowl. It was a week 13 or 11. It was late in the year. We lost that game, though. But I thought that, this is pretty cool for the team. So I tried to watch everything I could when I was younger growing up. Every game I could that came on in our network. And I've been with them ever since. Like, now you can't tell me nothing now. Now it's like loud, diehard. Like everywhere I went, it was so much fun though.
We actually went back and did research on the old Patriots too, just in case people try to play us out.
Yeah,
talking about you only know when they were good.
Right.
Yeah,
now, did you guys?
A couple of years ago, we I did research on the Dynasty years. So
we did do that. I forgot.
We did a little
like a series
about that from it then to now. It's completely long though, but yeah, watched everything back again. To see. Especially since I was so young, that things I may have missed. So, but now that caught up with everything now, listen, we one of the realest Patriot fans you'll meet out there. We will tell you how it is. Like we're not one of those people that would just kiss ass with people. No, I'm not gonna do that to y'all. Nah.
Okay. So you guys weren't watching obviously when Drew Bledsoe was your quarterback?
No, I was 4. So Yeah, I was.
I mean, did you go back and see those?
Yeah, of course.
Games, though?
Back in the early 90s, like one of the better games, again, the Dolphins fan out here, when him and Dan Marino had the nice little shootout back in 93 or 4. I forget what year it was. One of those two games when they both passed for basically 500 yards apiece. That little duel. Yeah, watch games like that. Watch the Super Bowl when Brett Favre had his way with the Patriots, you know, stuff like that. We've seen.
Now, how's the following in New York, like for Patriots? Is there a lot of Patriot fans there? Or what would you guys? What do you guys?
For us, well, what I do is a couple of years ago, I started doing like a little mini series before we started getting to the podcast. I did my own personal mini series of 32 bars, not too far. That's what we did. In New York City, there's a team for every single NFL team. A bar,
every bar
for every spot throughout the 5 boroughs. So what I did was every Patriot home game we would go to a designated Patriot bar. There's like 3 of them in the city. And forever road game we went to, we would go to their road game, the opposing team's bar, and yeah, it was fun. It's fun. It helped us build a network where we can like see other people's fans from perspective, and it was really really cool. Like I enjoyed doing it. COVID kind of messed it up last year, but this year we're trying to get it back and running again. But yeah, the last 2 or 3 seasons. Prior to COVID, yeah, it was so much fun to do.
Yeah, it was fun. But there are definitely a crap ton of Patriots fans in this. Every once in a while, walking down the street, you'll see a hat, you'll see a shirt. I've seen an old lady the other day wear this hat. Like no exaggeration. I've really seen like an 82-year-old lady with the Patriots hat on when I was working. So they're around. It's not just us.
Okay. I lost you guys for a second there. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know either, man.
Yeah, bro. What's going on with that? See, I think something's going on with that Dolphin fan, man. Messing us up, bro. Yeah, a dirty dog Dolphin fan. But anyways, I missed probably a couple of minutes of what you said. But listen, guys, how did you guys meet each other, by the way? You guys always been friends, or
we went to high school?
You guys met each other high school together? Okay. Mm-hmm. And you guys started kind of watching football at the same time, basically? And we're like, hey, I like the Patriots. I like the Patriots too, or just he was watching football first? Like how'd that work out?
In high school, he was a grade higher than I was. So in my freshman year, when I came into high school, I was one of those people that was loud, and I was like loud Patriot fan saying, "Yeah, you're not telling us nothing." And during that year, it was during the undefeated season. So of course, I was being in a high school full of Giant fans. I didn't realize there were other Patriot fans with me. They just wasn't as loud as I was. So it was like when I think
when we just lost the Super Bowl, we
lost the Super Bowl the
next
day.
when the Giants beat you?
What I remember
what happened with that? Like as Patriot fans, like what do you guys think? Why did the Giants have your number? Like I'm just curious. Like as a Patriots fan, like why do you think they had your number on both Super Bowls?
Coughlin knows, man.
It's just
they used to coach together in the same tree, so there had to be something there. Both Coughlin and Belichick under Parcells, and then they know the weakness. They knew how the offense ran, so stay in full coverage but only rushing forward. Because if you blitz Tom Brady, you're asking for an ass whooping. So all they had to do was the Giants, they had Strahan, Tug, Omenura,
right.
Like. There's too much firepower in that defensive line. So all they had to do was rush 4, sometimes rotate, and just keep the rush going and getting on that line. They're one of the few teams that was able to do that in any type of year throughout that 5 or 6 year stretch. So Coughlin knew.
And I'm guessing a little bit of luck was involved.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Ask Tyree.
Just a little bit.
I will give Giant fans this. In Super Bowl 46, I say, you know what? Y'all got that one. That one, y'all came.
I knew we were gonna lose that game.
Yeah, like for me, I say,
never forget that deja vu. I knew it.
I was a freshman in college when that happened, and me being the only Patriot fan in my campus and watching it in the pool hall. Oh, it was terrible.
I was surrounded by Jets fans, so you can imagine how that went. Mind you, they'll never make a Super Bowl in their lives. But when my team gets there, they lose. They want to yap. But yeah, that was my life.
That's really honest. I'll be honest, man. That's how. I couldn't stand you guys, man. I could not stand the Patriots. I could not stand Tom Brady. You guys ruled that division for many, many, many years.
For almost as long as I've been on the planet, yes.
Right. But
Like,
but guess what? The tides have changed. Tom Brady has moved on. Right? Now I feel like you guys are in kind of a rebuild mode for the first time, honestly, since what? Brady was drafted, right? In a way.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys see that? I mean, are you guys in rebuild mode? Like, what do you consider your team right now? Like,
it's
moving
funny
forward?
you mentioned that because I think we're gonna see that this team this year is gonna be similar to the 2001 team, except that the NFL is better now. So they're not gonna let what happened in 2001 happen again. Most likely, let a team who was like under the radar come out of nowhere and somehow beat the greatest show on turf. I don't think that happening this time. But this team is going to be, I think, around as successful, not Super Bowl winning successful, but as successful as that 01 team, winning 10, 11 games, maybe just going to play, but losing the first game, whatever. Like, that's my guess. That's what's going to happen. Because this team, especially on defense, is extremely talented. So it's very close to that beginning. Yeah.
And
that's
then, I got
yeah.
I got a new question. I gotta ask this. Were you guys shocked at Cam Newton getting released? 1 and 2, did you guys hear the Cam Newton interview thing that he did, the little Funky Friday
you ready?
sit down he had with his dad? So what's your thoughts on that? Like as Patriot fans, did you think that was a mistake? Did you think after the dust cleared that you said, you know what, it was the right decision? Like what is your guys' thoughts about that whole process that went down with Cam?
For me personally, I was not happy with the release. Honestly speaking, I was not happy with the release at first. I thought that, Mac Jones obviously was the heir apparent. It was the future of the franchise. That was all already known right there. But my problem was throwing him to the wolves so early. So I thought that I mean they were already high on him anyway. But I felt like, this is a really, 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 really big step already, especially for someone so young. I mean, yeah, he played in Alabama, so I can imagine the pressure of playing for a prestigious team or prestigious program. What would be nothing for him, but it's a big ass. Now, as far as Cam Newton's interview, I did listen to it, and honestly speaking, I feel like it's a bit of sour grapes, a little bit of sour grapes because they took a chance on you. Despite I can remember during last season, before the last season, when I was wondering why isn't Cam Newton picked up by a team? Chicago could have used him. The Raiders at the time could have used them. There were teams that could have used them. So I didn't understand why he didn't have a team. So when we picked him up, I'm like, okay, fine. Let's see what we have right there. But I feel that Belichick really helped them a lot to try to succeed the best he can. But to me, I think him making those comments to me was a slap in the face, honestly.
I was happy.
Okay.
I hated him.
You hated him?
Yeah. I said it the minute we signed him, I was mad as hell. I knew it wasn't going to work. I hated him back in Carolina. So
I will say this because I'm not a huge Cam Newton fan, though I'm not going to sit here and say he wasn't really, really good and an MVP player back in the day. But he definitely lost. He definitely lost some. Obviously, in the past, I would say 3 to 4 seasons, he hasn't been the same Cam. Those are facts. Right, those are facts. But I will say this during that interview, and I will say he was right about this. If he stayed, and let's say they said to him, "Okay, we're going to go with Mac Jones, and we need you as a backup," he was saying, "I want to think it would be fair to him." Because he'd always have that presence in the background and it would be a distraction. And I kind of agree with that. And also, the same for him. Let's say if they were to say, hey, Cam, we're going to let you do a couple games, see how it goes, like 4 or 5 games. And then what if he does bad or like, okay. And then the fans start cheering Mac Jones, right? Which you guys know that can happen. Happens all the time in many different sports, right?
Especially tomorrow against Chicago.
Right, especially quarterback. Exactly.
Fields. Oh, that's loud. You're going to hear it.
100%, bro. 100, no doubt about it, right? They want to see the rookie, right? They don't want to see the old vet, right? They want to see the new car pulling, right? So I get where he's coming from in that sense too, right? Like I do. But on the other hand, man, like if he's thinking he's going to get a starting gig somewhere, I just don't see it happening. I don't. He's older. He's not what he was. Yeah, man. I feel for the guy because I know he's his ego is up there.
Yeah,
He has a pretty big ego,
100%.
and I don't think his ego will allow him to go to a team and be a backup. You know what I mean?
You don't have a choice. Unless you're gonna stay unemployed because you're not good enough.
Exactly.
He was never the most accurate person to begin with. So now that you don't have your physical gifts anymore, and you never work on your accuracy, what do you think you are? But
right.
As you can see, I'm not a Cam Newton fan, obviously, as you can see.
No, I listen. When you guys resigned him, I was shocked, and we talked about this.
We did, yeah.
When we were on Breaking Tables podcast, I was on there with you guys, and I honestly was shocked that you guys signed him, 1, and 2 took Mac Jones, which we'll get into later. But I just feel like he started off okay, and which will probably be really how he is in the future if he ever gets to another team. And I think his arm just kind of fizzles out, dies out, and that's when you see like that. His throw, the ball's getting like short throws, or the mistakes start coming in more too. And also I heard he wasn't liking like something about you guys' offensive play calling, wasn't like syncing up with him. And Mac Jones supposedly was helping him, which is probably not a good thing.
Said that. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Now he denied it. He denied it, but it's very possible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. So my buddy, Captain D is about to log in. We'll get him soon. So moving forward, real quick, guys. So talk to me about your quarterback. What do you guys like about him? What don't you like about him? I know initially you guys told me you didn't like the draft pick. Have you guys changed your mind about Mac Jones?
Well, for one, I don't have a choice. But what I like about him, I'll say, is that he picked up the offense pretty well. I knew that if any team was going to bring the best out of him, it was going to be ours. So I know we're going to get, I don't want to say mistake free, but we're going to get very low minimal amount of mistake play from him. The problem is I don't think he's going to be able to make the play when we need a quarterback to make the play. And that was the reason why I didn't want him drafted to begin with, because I don't think he's ever going to have that it factor that I need to make 2 minutes left or down 5. We need that touchdown. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to get the play out. And that's what scares me about him.
So you guys don't, so both of you guys agree with that? You're not 100% about Mac Jones as of now?
I mean, for me, obviously, we talked before, we weren't happy when he drafted him. We were not happy. We were one of the few Patriots fans that were not happy with it. But we seen him play. I like his professionalism. Honestly, the way he carries himself actually impressed me a lot. I mean, yeah, he played for Alabama, so you're already pretty much pro ready when you play down there. So especially him being in a similar type of environment. So I like his professionalism. I do think that when he talks to the media, I think he's well articulated. And
he has the Patriot way.
Yeah, he has the Patriot way, definitely. But I've seen him in a lot of the preseason games. I'm like, okay.
He has an arm though.
There's something there.
It's
something there. But I'm just saying that my issue was, throwing into the fire. But other than that, he's our quarterback, and we're going to support him. Like I said, we hope for the best. But other than that, for me personally, he's starting to grow on me a little bit. Not like 100%, but he's starting to grow on me a little bit.
I'm harder to get, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Mac Jones. I'll be real with you, so I'm not going to go into the big time discussions on Mac Jones. Mm-hmm. However, from what I see, he's definitely a pocket passer. Okay, yeah. He's definitely not a mobile guy.
He has a little bit of leg in him though. Like he run a little bit, but it's not like it's not like Josh and the rest of the guys in division stuff like that. Like
I
Zach
don't
Wilson,
even know
sure
if he's
more.
I don't even know if he's Kirk Cousins, man. He's not moving.
Nah, he can run. Stop it. He can run more than Kirk Cousins. Stop it. Stop.
I'm just saying. Look, I feel like he seems like a smart kid. He does. Yeah. He came from a top school. But my problem with Alabama quarterbacks is they have talent surrounded by them everywhere, right? Like all the time. They got the best guards. They got the best receivers. They got the best running back. So it's like an Alabama. I haven't I don't see many Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL succeeding. I could be wrong, but no. Tua's Tua's still on the fence. What can Tua do? We'll
None
see.
of them.
I always say, right. I
None
always
of them
say you got to
succeed.
give 3 seasons. Right. Now,
Like-
now, Alabama running backs, right? Great running backs come out of there. Great receivers usually come out of there. Offensive linemen, defense. It's just the quarterbacks that tend to struggle when they get to the NFL. So we'll see. Like, I kind of feel like you guys are trying to have the whole Brady, like you're trying to get that back where it's the 2 tight end set. I feel, I could be wrong. I'm not a Patriot fan, so I'm just seeing it from the outside in.
This is what it is.
That's why you're on here. Okay.
And this is what it is. For the Alabama aspect, the comparison, the only thing we don't have that Alabama has is receivers. Unfortunately, we don't get a Devontae Smith and Waddle and all those guys. Unfortunately,
they're already gone before we get to them.
But we do have the line, and we literally have an Alabama running back. Isn't Damian Williams come from Alabama?
Damian Harris?
Damian Harris.
No, don't think so. No,
I
don't think so.
I could have sworn, but we do have a top running back set. We have like 4 good running backs that can play. So the only thing he doesn't have is the pass catchers. However, that's where McDaniels is supposed to come in and fix that. Now we'll see if it happens. We do have the 2 tight ends that should work. I like John Smith a lot. I think he's gonna have a nice year. Honey Henry, I'm not sure, but John I like. So he has everything but the receiving talent. But Josh McDaniels is supposed to be the one that kind of brings them out of that. As long as they're in the right position, Belichick like to say, do your job. As long as they're doing their job correctly, things should work out. But the thing is that they also have a defense that should be top 10 this year. So he has about, I will say, 75% of what he had in Alabama. So, and plus the best coach ever. So it should see the camera, everybody should work out for the best for him. I have him as a Rookie of the Year candidate because his situation is by far better than everybody else's. So,
best college coach ever, by the way, not NFL.
We have the best coach ever, like Belichick.
Oh, you guys! I thought you were talking about Bama.
No,
you guys. No. I can't hate on that. Though you guys cheated a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah. It never get out of that, right?
The camera work was very good. You guys
or whatever.
You guys did really good. You guys hired the best cameramen in the business. Listen, I can't hate on that. But I got Captain D on, the Dolphin fan. What's up, brother? You made it. You guys, this is Captain D. I want you guys to. This is the Dolphin fan who's running late. Who's glad to have you on the show, Mr. Captain D. And we were so nice and we waited, right, guys, for the slow Dolphin fan to come on board. I mean, if this is how you guys are going to be, I mean, my God.
Well, we can't be like this tomorrow. We got to, we got to take it. No slow starts. No slow starts.
Captain D, I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to tell everybody who you are, how long you've been a Dolphin fan for. Floor is yours, brother.
Well, I go by the name Captain D, and if you're familiar with the South Florida area, that name is kind of synonymous with South Florida, Miami base. I've been a Dolphins fan since about 15 years now. As Tommy touched on earlier, I'm originally from Toronto, and didn't know shit about football until I moved over here. Mostly a basketball guy, and then I fell in love with football as I started finding out more about it and became a Dolphins fan. But I'm shaking right now because football season's finally here. You know what I mean? And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think everybody here is excited. Patriots, you guys spent a lot of money in free agency. Dolphins got a lot of key additions, and whatever this Bills guy, he's got everything right now.
They're all hyped right now. Yeah, they're all hyped.
Yeah, he's got whatever.
Can we say though the AFC East is finally competitive, like getting there again? Like we're all 3, except for the Jets. I gotta say the Jets right now.
3 out of the 4, yes.
I don't know the Jets. But yeah, so real quick, Captain D, we'll just call you D, whatever you want to be called. Yeah. I want to know how you felt your offseason went, how you felt your draft went, and what your expectations are this season.
I thought the draft went well. You know, they're trying to get. We tried to get some more weapons for Tua. Obviously, we gave him the reins, even though they were talking about getting Deshaun Watson not too long ago. But I think they got some help on on the defensive side too.
This guy's in. Look at this. You see this Dolphin fan? This is what we get, you guys. Hold on here. Let's see here.
He forgot to mention the L he's gonna take tomorrow too. But
yeah. This is what you get. So yeah. So I'll speak for him. So the Dolphins are gonna play terrible. They're probably gonna be in last place.
Well, lucky for them, that's not possible because it just exists.
It just exists.
So they'll be third. Yes.
There we go. D, you back?
There you go.
What
happened? Your internet,
it just went blank.
My God.
Yeah.
All right. So what were you saying about your team? You're going to be in last. What happened?
No. I think we're going to be right there. We're going to be 1-2 with the Bills. You know what I mean? We got key additions on, young help on defense. We drafted a safety. We got Jalen Phillips. And we got a lot of weapons, on the offensive side. Patriots, you guys spent a lot of money. You guys spent a lot of money in free agency. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. You know what I mean?
Kyle Van Noy, you got your old boy. So you guys did like a swap there, right? So you let it go. Dolphins got.
I was a big Kyle Van Noy fan.
He really did.
He was the once-a-year rental for us. Well,
my God,
that's cool.
So let's get into that game. Let's get into the game. So now we're on the subject. Patriots, Dolphins and Patriots at New England. You guys, Trevor and Juan, I want you guys to tell me, what do you guys? How do you see the game going? What do you think your prediction? Like, what is your score prediction? You guys think it's going to be a high-scoring game? You think it's going to be a field goal fest? What do you guys see in this game?
No, the over. What's the over and under? Like 40 something. I know the spread is 3.
It's 3.
It's 3 for New England, and that sounds about right. A little more than that. Unfortunately, they talked about how they got all these weapons and stuff. The bad part is that there is not really much they didn't do to fix their defensive interior and then their run defense. And unfortunately for you, that run game is something that's going to be terrorizing a lot of people this year, including you. So you got to figure out how you're going to stop that. Now, your weapons, you did get a lot of speed on your receiving core, and that's really good. The problem is your quarterback has to get it there. And you're the same team that benched your quarterback twice last year. One of them was against the Raiders. So I don't know how you think the ball's gonna get down the field against the Patriots defense, who got much faster, by the way, down their pass rush. So I don't know, man. It's kind of tough, but I think the game is gonna go maybe 24-17, something like that.
Oh man.
It's not going to be that
same number. I'm not going to lie. I had that same number in my head, but just reversed a little bit with the Dolphins, obviously. But I had that same number, 24-17, believe it or not.
Why 24-17? Like, why do you think that? Like, what's your advantage? What do you think you guys, like, how are you guys going to beat the Patriots in New England? New England's favored, I think, by 3.5, correct, guys?
3.5, yeah.
Okay. So why do you think it's going to be one? That's kind of a high scoring game, kind of 24-17 I don't see it like that. I'm going to be honest, guys. And I know I'm not, I know you guys are going to be mad at me.
Okay, I got your own problems. I don't know.
I see this as a field goal game. Okay. I think the Dolphins have probably the best kicker in the league. And we got to be real there. Jason Sanders, that dude don't miss.
Yeah,
much.
We wish we had him. We have no kicker.
Right. So, and he's I'll be real. He's one of the best in the league. I think our kicker's up there too, Tyler Bass. But he is right now. Good, yeah. But as far as proven veteran, I got to give it to Sanders because he's been playing longer. He's been shit, man. I've never seen him miss. I'll be real with you. So, how I see this game going is a defensive battle. I think Dolphins have a pretty good defense too. They got one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously,
bit,
yeah, and I feel like the Patriots bring the defense every time too. You guys aren't a pushover as far as the defense. I think Belichick knows what he's doing. So here's the deal. I think Bill Belichick's really smart against getting to a quarterback, especially a 2-0 who's only been in the league. This is his second season. I felt like he was okay. I didn't see him throw.
Oh, crap.
We're losing them.
Come back. Come back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
We're losing his connection there.
3, 2. All right. So then, how do you think you're going to win the game then? You might as well continue. Take over, man. I'm interested.
I think we got to attack your secondary. You know, Stephon,
that's a good point.
He's hurt. You guys got some backups in there. And, hey, we gotta pull out the toys out of the garage and test them out. But like you touched on before, that's the key subject is that can he get the ball there? You know what I mean? And that's what this season's going to be about. You know what I mean?
How do you personally feel about him then? I'm very curious to hear this because he's so mixed. It's so mixed.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Tua?
I'm still 50-50. I'm like, you know, and if this year, I mean, this year is going to be, you know, Albert Rosen's back, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams is back. Now you got Jalen Waddle. So you know, it's just going to be, it's actually a big question mark. And, you know, we should be able to move the ball. We should be
realistically, yes, because your receiving core is fast. Yeah. There's so much speed in your receiving core this year.
Our offensive line is not good. But and I think you guys are gonna have to rely on the run. It's gonna be the run. You know, our corners are stout. You know, they're thoroughbreds, and he's a rookie. He's gonna struggle at times. But you guys are gonna run a lot, I think. And I think Mac Jones is going to take a lot of chances, believe it or not.
For me personally, I seen the comment, Jose the Bills Mafia. First of all, thank you for being on. First of all, he said, I agree with him to a certain extent. He said
that was at Miami.
Yeah, this is me in Foxborough. This shit, but yes, we don't take Miami lightly at all. We take them as, hey, they have come to our house before and beat us there. It's not often, but. You know, like I said, Miami is not a slouch team that we just
we can argue that game in 2019 in Week 17 was the game that ended the dynasty. Yeah. That game where our Fitzpatrick beat fire out of us, that was the game. We don't take Miami lightly because why would we? That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's just that it's usually in Miami that they usually beat our ass. Especially
late in the year.
Yeah, late in the year,
Which was crazy. We have a tough time playing there. But
if I'm not mistaken, don't we play Week 18 or something like that?
We do.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's gonna be for the playoffs. That game is gonna be so big. For one of us to get to the postseason, that game is gonna decide it right there.
How surprised were you with the Cam Newton thing?
I wasn't surprised because I always hated him. I was happy, me personally.
I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too happy with it though. But you know, it's what it is. You know, next man. I appreciate him for his service. You know, like I said, unless you're a total asshole, then I can't mess with you. But other than that, I appreciate him. How he wanted to prove to the league that he was still serviceable. For what he can
service, he was good one game. Like
I understand that
against the worst defense at the time in Seattle. I'm just
trying to find.
I'm a jerk. I don't care. I'm taking it like it is.
So I'm trying to find the good thing, the good sometimes though. But
there wasn't. There he goes. Hey,
yo.
Get it back. We're back.
Well, where did Captain D go? Everybody leaving.
What's up, guys?
We good.
What up, guys?
I don't know. We're all back. Let's go. All right.
Yeah, we're back, baby. I don't know what. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the hell happened there. But we are back. I'm sorry, guys. What the fuck is going on here? And look, my lights are off. I think like my power took a shit on me. I'm over here talking shit about the Dolphins. I'm sorry, Dolphin fan there.
God didn't like that. I don't know.
Had me talking shit about your guys' teams, and look, man, it struck me down. But we're back. We're back. Sorry about that, chat, and we are back. But yeah, so whoever's still on the chat, I appreciate y'all because that was some fucking awesome. Yo, this AFC Shakedown was horrible start, but we'll be back next week again. But hey, we're not done yet. So look, So where were you guys at? I was talking about you guys, your game. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think you guys are going to go back and forth with field goals. I honestly, I think the Dolphins are going to win this. I think the Dolphins are going to win by a late field goal. I think it's going to be a super close game. I see the score being something like 16-13 Dolphins. I think they have a late field goal and win the game. That's how I see it. But it could go either way. I'll be dead honest with you. If you guys win, the Patriots win, I wouldn't be shocked. Put it that way. I think it's going to be that close of a game. But I just don't see a lot of touchdowns.
Let me just add to this real quick, and I'm just being honest though. But if a rookie quarterback, we got Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, we got some key additions. We should win this game. We should win this game. I think it's going to be close, but we should win this game.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you, D. If you had your choice, would you have rather played Cam Newton or Mac Jones?
That's easy.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. So you think Mac Jones was going to do a better job than Cam Newton out the gate?
It's preseason. This is preseason, and I don't put a little bit in pre. But I would say, I saw some things that I was like, okay, all right, but
now
play time is over.
But Trevor and Juan
counts right now.
But last season,
Howard was not there. No, none of the starters. So now everyone's even keel, and it's go time. So we'll see.
But you guys ran Cam a lot in your offense last season, correct?
Yeah, you couldn't throw.
Are you guys going to have to change your style of play now that you don't have a mobile quarterback?
I don't think so, honestly. I think the plan initially was we're going to be a running team. If Cam had been, for me personally, if Cam had been the starter and with a healthy offensive line, with healthy running backs, my expectation for him would have been like throwing the ball 25 times, no more than 25 times. At least 20 to 25 times throwing the ball and running down people's throats. So I don't think it'll change too much, but I do believe that because our receiving core is better than last year, of course, but it's still, for me, my biggest question mark. Are they able to make separation, and are they able to move the ball around? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, what's stopping the team to stop Shaw run the game down and you're forcing Matt Jones to throw the ball? You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I think we always was going to be a running football team. That's just me personally.
So Jose's coming in, guys, saying the Pats have a solid D. Miami's quarter had a harder time against our backup last year. I'm not being an ass. That's the truth. What do you got to say about that?
That game, dude. He's talking about week 17 last year, right? When you put up 50. That was just one of those. I feel like they gave up after the first quarter. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a massacre I haven't seen in a long time. That game. That was. What do you gotta say?
So, I gotta say, D, they're speaking truth. Look, I'm not Bills fans. They're speaking truth. What? I hate to bring back last season, but you got to, because the playoffs were on the line. We pretty much played our backups, and you guys missed your opportunity. And you guys can't show that moving forward. And here's my problem with Tua. My huge problem. There is no, if you guys pull him again, if you guys do what you did last season, 40%. It's a wrap. That is it. You guys are fishing for a new quarterback because you're going to kill his confidence, and that just means the coach is just not trusting Tua. And I think if you do it, I think that's it. I honestly think Jacoby will start the rest of the season. You can't do the quarterback carousel. You know what I mean? That's not how. Who's going to do that this season? New Orleans Saints, and they're going to be a fucking. They're going to be but the Saints are going to be a disaster. The Saints are going to be a disaster because they paid two quarterbacks pretty good money, and they're going to be playing that whole roulette thing all over again. Who's the quarterback? This guy's coming in. You can't do that. You just can't, especially for a rookie. So you're going to kill the kid's confidence. I don't think you'll do it. I think you're going to go with Tua, ride the storm out. But I honestly see the Dolphins winning 10 games at most this season, and you're going to miss the playoffs. That's how I see the Dolphins season going. I could be wrong, but I feel like you guys are about a 9 to 10 win team. And I feel the Patriots this season, I got to say 8 wins. I don't. I mean, I know you guys are confident in your team. I get it. But I just don't think Mac Jones is the answer. Now, I haven't seen him play yet as far as regular season. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like
you are.
Maybe I am. We'll see. Go ahead. Talk to us about Mac Jones, because
you first, Scott. I didn't really say something. Yeah.
No, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because especially with Brian Flores, which we were really high on him when they hired him in Miami. I think they found a coach. They found a culture where that can succeed there, and their team plays for him, which we knew that already. My issue was when they took out Tua, benched him twice. To me, I was like, okay, this is not the way to do it, because you're actually hurting him. What you mentioned, he's hurting him. And now that you brought in Jacoby Brissett, who's also a former New England Patriot, who's you know what I'm saying? So what happens if Tua has a bad game and you say, you know, I'm going to put Jacoby in instead? You know, Jacoby, a seasoned veteran that who has won games. You know, I agree with you 100%. Like, the last thing you want to do is hurt his confidence, especially with someone so young. But we're gonna see though. But hopefully Brian Flores doesn't make that mistake. You have to stick with him. You got to stick with him.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
I got to come back the 8 wins, because that's ridiculous. I got to come back. Yeah, that's ridiculous. If you got a top defense, a top offensive line, how the hell are you going to win?
The 8 wins gotta.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have to be the answer right now to win this game. I'm gonna read you the schedule. I'm gonna read you our schedule and tell me right now. We play Miami first, right? We go to the
Could
Jets.
Be a lot. I got you losing that.
Yeah,
game,
easy money. You just said New Orleans is a disaster, right? That's week 3. That's a win then. Tampa Bay is gonna get an ass whooping, whatever. Go to Houston. That's the worst team in football. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
that's the worst team in football.
We played Dallas, so it's a high-powered offense, but our defense is strong. So that's gonna be a tough one. Jets again, easy win. Chargers. We don't know anything about the Chargers yet. They're a brand new team.
They have a hell of a
things.
They have a hell of a quarterback.
After one season, we'll see with the new coordinator, with the new offensive line. We'll see if he's good or not. We'll see. But that's a tough
I thought
one.
their coach set him back. I thought, and he's our old coordinator, Lynn. I think he's a great coordinator. I just think
I'm about to say that, but maybe he's the reason why he shined that well in the first place. That's an argument. I don't know. I think he's gonna be good. He's a MVP candidate to me. So Justin Herbert's gonna be good. So that's not a problem. Yeah, I'm just saying the possibility. Carolina's not that good of a team. Cleveland, tough. They probably beat us. Atlanta is, to me, is not that good. They can't stop nothing. So whatever. Tennessee, same thing. Can't stop nothing. Whatever. You guys, tough as hell. Bye week. Indy, tough as hell. Unless you don't like Indy. I don't know how you feel about Indy, but
no, they're well, it depends on the quarterback situation.
You guys again. You guys again, tough as hell. Jacksonville, worst 3 team in the league. And then Miami again. Which we will be splitting. Where it's not gonna be nobody getting swept against us. So 8 games through all that.
Well, listen. So here it is. Here's what you guys have: no receivers. I don't like your receivers. I thought you overpaid. I thought you overpaid on your 2 tight ends. I do. I think you overpaid slightly. I think they're good. I don't think they're great tight ends. I feel like you guys are trying to go back to this old school New England style football, getting to the two bigger tight ends, run the ball, like more of that kind of style football, which is fine if it works. But my problem is you don't have Tom Brady throwing it to these guys. You don't know what Mac Jones is going to do. You don't know yet. He is a rookie, right? He is not a mobile quarterback. When teams bring the heat, will he see ghost? You get what I'm saying? Like that's why I see you 8-8. Because he has to learn. NFL's fast. Preseason means nothing. We all know that. It's all vanilla. Right. It's all vanilla, so you don't know yet. And I'll tell you what, that week 1 matchup versus Miami, it will tell you a lot. It will. Because Miami's defense is pretty good. And they're going to probably bring the heat against Mac, right? They're going to probably bring the pressure. Mm-hmm. They're going to see how he handles the pressure. I'll tell you what, if he crumbles, you guys got a problem.
All right, so first, it's hard to say overpay if they produce. If they produce, who's to say? Who cares? Because we're not paying the quarterback. Know what I'm saying? So
no doubt,
it doesn't matter at that point. As long as they produce, that's what matters. And 2, we do have a top 5 offensive line in the league. That's a fact. So how many teams can really bring the boom? If we got 5 solid offensive linemen that'll push you back, which is why I think we're going to beat them, because they don't have a good front 7. We have a good front 5. So it's going to be tough for them to get the pressure when they're getting blocked for 3 to 5 seconds because they can't get to us. You know, that's the reason why they're going to beat them, because they're not going to be able to get pressure or stop our run, because their front 7 hasn't been solidified, I'll say, yet, because we don't know what happens in week 10. But in week 1, as of right now, I don't see.
And this is why I love talking AFC.
Yeah, of course.
Because we all have our different views, right? But
we still got to get to you,
guys?
too. You haven't talked about the Steelers game for you yet.
Yeah. But guess what? It is week 1. And we're this is all just right, like us going, hey, this is how we feel. Now week 6,
week 6. That's what I'm saying.
We could be all talking. We could be talking a whole different game, right?
100%.
So let's get to the best game of the week: the Jets and Carolina.
The Kansas City Chiefs and Browns. The Kansas City Chiefs and Browns.
I'm gonna start around the room. I'll start with Captain D first. Jets and Carolina. How do you see that game going? And who do you got winning that game?
I got the Jets. I think they pulled this off. I like. Yeah, I know. It sounds good. Hey,
in Carolina.
What?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Hey, dude. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Tell me why. Why you got that?
And I touched on this before, but preseason's preseason. But I like what I'm seeing from Zach Wilson. I like him. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. I like the coach. I like Robert Saleh. I think he's a good coach. I think they're going to be disciplined. I think they pull it off. I think they pull off the upset and they beat Carolina.
All right, Trevor Juan, what do you guys think?
Said about Zach Wilson, because on one of our episodes, I mentioned that he's my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think that he's in a situation. I don't think they're good to Matt Jones because of where he's playing. I think the more level of difficulty for the Jets is, the Jets are, they're terrible. Jets. They're terrible. But I think that if he's able to at least turn it around and at least double their win total from last year, which is 4.
Oh, 4 wins.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, I do believe the sky is the limit for them if they allow Robert Saleh to run the team the way that he wants to run it. And
when they do that,
and not the Johnsons coming in and just ruin everything. But I'm picking Carolina because Sam Darnold, to me personally, was unfairly judged. He was in a terrible situation with the Jets. Just terrible. You had Adam Gase as your coach. That should tell you a lot.
He was doomed the second he got drafted.
He was doomed the second he got there. But I do feel that this is Sam Darnold's coming in. Party's saying, hey, listen, you guys thought I was trash. You guys think I'm no good. I'm gonna show you why y'all should have kept him.
Yeah, the revenge factor is a thing. And I also think there's a little bit more continuity in the whole interface of Carolina in the first place. The Jets is basically a new team too, got so many pieces. They also lost a few pieces in preseason, unfortunately for them. But they all knew new coach, new system, new everything. Versus Carolina, they got the new quarterback, but McCaffrey's back. The receiver's always been there, and he already has a camaraderie with Robbie Anderson already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they should score 20-something, 28 points off the bat against them. I have Carolina winning too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jets pull up a nice surprise. But I have Carolina though.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, Trevor Juan. I got Carolina. I think Sam Darnold is a lot better than what he showed in New York.
I agree too.
I think he was just in a bad situation, and really, thank God for him that they got rid of him. While he still has his confidence, that he's still young, he's not hurt or anything like that. Mm-hmm. He went to a team that has talent around him, like you said, McCaffrey. He has good receivers. I just think in Carolina, I think he's going to try to light up New York. I think New York, the problem when I see with New York is the quarterback. I like the rookie, but he has no help, no backup, no veteran presence. He has nobody to go to when he makes a mistake, sit on the sideline and go, hey, man, like I didn't see that read, or he has nobody. Like the guy, I don't even know their court. I never even heard of their name before. I have no idea who they.
Low key. because they had
I
him.
have
They
no
should have
idea.
kept him.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake. You got to
Yeah.
always, a rookie, even if you're going to start him, should always have some kind of veteran that knows, like, that can calm him down when he sits down. And that's going to be the problem, I think, with the Jets. And I felt like they dropped the ball right there. Like if you think back, like when Josh Allen got drafted, like we dropped the ball a little bit with that because I don't think Josh was supposed to play his rookie season. We were going to play A.J. McCarron, who was the veteran, and he was so god awful. We traded him, and then we were like, you know what? We think what's his name could come in, Peterman, and do the job for the year, and he was even worse than anyone, like the worst quarterback of all time. Yeah. And we had no choice but to put Josh in, like no choice, right? So Josh was kind of putting that, and not only that, we had no receivers. We had nobody. No. Like you can't even name a receiver. Like Zay Jones. Zay Jones. I think Kelvin Benjamin's like eating donuts somewhere.
Yeah, they are just got rid of Robert Woods. Yeah, just got rid of him at that point. I'm like, why? He's crazy and freaking the Rams.
Oh,
that was bad.
Yeah, bro. And then we had Robert Foster, who the guys can't even find a team. The Dolphins cut him. Like we were bad. We had no receivers, and he got through it. And a lot of quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, they can lose their confidence that way. I mean, look at the Lions. I'll give you a perfect example. Lions have always ruined players there, always, especially quarterbacks. That's like a death place for quarterbacks to go to, or really any superstar.
I was about to tell you that. I say anyone, but
yeah, right. It's because they can't get it right. And where does that start? It starts from the general manager to the coaches, right? Like that's where it starts. It starts from the top. It doesn't matter who you bring. It don't matter who you bring in, right? As far as players, you got to have that right GM, the right coach to put the right guys together. That's how you make a winning team. And I think that's what Buffalo finally said, oh my God, okay.
Once you got McDermott, I knew that was gonna happen for y'all.
Brandon Bean, who I like a lot, I think as a GM has really turned your franchise around big time.
Oh,
Sean McDermott is like, I think to me it was mostly like culture. You know, with the Wilsons passing the team to the Pegulias, it was kind of like a lot of discertainty about which direction you guys wanted to go. But I think that you guys hiring Brandon Bean and bringing in Sean McDermott and really turning putting pieces for success. That's
same thing with the Dolphins.
Yeah, same thing with the Dolphins.
100%.
So
I was going to say this: Brandon Bean, Sean McDermott, is Josh Allen. You guys drafted Josh Allen. That's what all this is about. Yeah, you want to, Brandon Bean
got your triple threat.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. Right. It starts with obviously quarterback is the key, right? That's the key that drives. That's the key that drives the car. But you also got to have
the right engine, and all the stuff,
to surround that player with talent or guys that fit the system. And look, like I said, look at Matt Stafford. Look at all the quarterbacks that failed, right? That just because the teams could not help them and they just couldn't get it going. Now, some quarterbacks are just bad, right? Like Josh Rosen. Like it just wasn't he's just not an NFL quarterback. That's unfortunate, but it happens. It happens all the time.
You had to bring that up, huh?
Hey, it wasn't. You guys
I didn't draft him though, so
right. You guys. Hey, but listen, I'll be honest. Why not roll the dice there?
Yeah,
like you guys didn't give it. You guys had so many draft picks. I think you gave a 7th, 6th, or like who? To me, like I said, who cares about that? We drafted Jake Fromm 6th, and I hate Jake Fromm. I gotta give a shit about Jake Fromm, but it was worth the gamble because like maybe trade bait. Maybe he showed out in preseason. Look, you guys, we traded Nate Peterman. We got something for Nate Peterman from the Raiders.
That happened. You know what? Yeah. Oakland.
No, my bad.
Raiders,
AJ McCarron.
AJ
McCarron. My bad. Not Peterman. It was McCarron.
Oh, I'm about to say.
But still, McCarron was awful, and we still got like a 6.
He was garbage.
He was really bad. You know what I mean? We got rid of Zay. I mean, like I said, so there's always a player like you could stuff, and maybe a team sees him, you showcase him, you trade him. And I thought that's what we were going to do with Fromm. You know what I mean? But it didn't work out. Who cares? I don't give a shit about Fromm. But moving on to my game, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. how do you guys see that game going? I'll talk to you guys, Sports Dynasty first. Trevor and Juan, what do you guys see?
That's a tough one because I think a lot of people are sleeping on Pittsburgh this year because of how they ended. I'm looking more towards how they started last year because it's September. They had all those months of rest. So it's going to be a tough game. But I think their secondary took a bit of a hit. So I don't see how you lose to them. But I think it's going to be kind of similar to how y'all played last time in the Sunday Night Football. This is going to be similar like that, low scoring, but you guys are going to do you and win the game. You're going to be 1-0. Don't worry. You're not worried anyway, I'm sure. But you got it. But it's going to be tough, though.
Oh, we got a comment here. You guys want to read it?
Sure. He said,
directed to you.
Past fans, seriously, are you worried that you had to spend money like you never had to before? I'm 55 and can't remember a team buying a Super Bowl. I'm not. Well,
I'm not being an ass.
Nah. Me personally, it was more like we're not used to seeing it happen. We're not used to seeing Belichick go out and spend money like that because before you had to pull teeth to try to get him spend some money.
The closest I've seen them do this, I think, was 2014 when he got LaFell, he got Revis, and he got Brandon Brown.
I forgot about Revis. Yeah.
Because that was a desperate time, just like how it's kind of desperate now, because he's fighting for his legacy when he realistically isn't, because he's the best coach to ever stop it. But he's trying to win. There definitely, no question to me, is this tug of war between him and Brady. And he's seen Brady win a 7th ring. He's like, oh hell no, I got to do something for myself, cover my ass somehow. So he's trying to build this team to compete. That's what he's doing, and it doesn't bother me. The word that came to my mind when he did all this was finally, because he's never done it before. Finally, you gave us some talent. Finally, now let's 100%. See if he puts it together. He usually does, but we'll see this year.
I like this Jose, the Bills guy. I like him a lot. He's pretty cool.
No, he's one of my
Brady,
he's one of my regulars. Yeah, he's the man. Thank you, Jose. So yeah, back to the game. Pittsburgh, Buffalo. So what were you guys saying?
Oh, you go. That's all, man.
I pick Buffalo to go. I do believe that. Though we shouldn't see my picks, but I do believe that overall roster wise, you guys are just solid all the way around. I do believe that they're gonna get to Ben relatively pretty decently.
That Pittsburgh line is bad.
Yes, it's really bad. Gregory, first of all, one of the draft picks you guys picked up, Gregory Rousseau. Oh,
that's
man.
my defensive rookie of the year.
Oh man, I think he's going to be incredible.
That's my defensive rookie of the year.
I
have you guys in the Super Bowl because of that. Your pass was going to be good this year.
I was so upset with you. I just said, "Oh, come on!" I'm like, he's really, really good. But I do believe that they're going to have a hard time being able to protect Ben, especially since we're trying to see if he can still do the door again.
I will say this though, because I like Najee Harris a lot. I think he's going to be excellent. If you guys could shut him down, that might say something already about your run defense, because you didn't have it good last year. So if you fix that, you guys are a mother trucking problem. Seriously.
How do you guys see the score? What's your prediction? If you had to predict.
What was it the last time? 25-16, I think was the last time I played. So
I'm gonna say 23-14.
Something similar to that. Yeah, it's gonna be really similar to last year's games. I like 24-17. Some similar to ours, like something like that. I don't see a world where you guys don't score more than 21 points a game. So I don't think many people can do that to y'all. So
y'all gonna be really good. I'll give that credit. Y'all gonna be really good. He
is beast mode. I like that, Jose.
I had you guys in the Super Bowl too.
What you think, Captain D? What do you see?
I'm looking at 34-16. I agree with Sports Dynasty. Okay. It's gonna be tough in the beginning. The Steelers are gonna play tough, but too many weapons, too much Josh Allen, and the Bills defense. The preseason looks even tighter. Tre'Davious White, obviously he's back. Chase Claypool, let's see what he can do. Juju, he's back, but it's going to be too much. It's going to be overwhelming, and they're going to be dancing around the wagon for this one, because it ain't gonna. I got the Bills all the way on this one.
Yeah. So how I see this game going is on your guys' point about Najee. I think Najee. I listen. When the draft came out, I wanted Najee, no doubt about it. But I didn't want to trade. Crazy. I didn't want to trade up for Najee. If he fell to our spot at 30, more than what, bro? I thought if he fell to 30, I thought that was, you had to pick him. You just have to. because he's a 6'2", like he's a beast of a running back. No, he's like, I think 10 pounds lighter than Derrick Henry. I mean, he's a tough dude, and he's
a big
right.
Dude,
so right. So I felt like we needed that, but at the same time, I like Devin Singletary. I really do, and I don't feel like it was a necessity to trade up. It just wasn't. And then I had Gregory Rousseau as my alternate, and sure enough, we picked Rousseau. And I love, bro. Even though he only played one season, you could see the potential. You could see he has a high ceiling. For a guy to come in that's never played that position and have 15.5 sacks is unbelievable. It's not like he played that position in high school and his first is a fluke. I don't think it's a fluke. A fluke is maybe he got 8 sacks, 6 sacks. You know what I mean? Oh, he's new to the position. Then he played the next season. He got maybe 5 sacks. And then, then you're like, all right, first season was a fluke. No good, But I think this guy is going to get at least 10 plus sacks his rookie season. For sure. I think the Steelers have a terrible offensive line. I think we are going to blitz the shit out of Ben Roethlisberger. I think it was a horrible mistake by Pittsburgh to bring him back. I think Ben, what he did last season, which was getting rid of the ball quickly, he has no choice but to do that. And I think he's going to have a really tough time when the heat is coming at him. You guys got to remember too, AJ Epineza looked unbelievable in preseason. It's his second season. You got Rousseau. You got Jerry Hughes. No matter what, you got. I know his age, but he's just like a motor.
He's reliable. He's
a motor that doesn't stop. Yeah. And then you got Boogie, who's a pretty good second round pick. Boogie Basham. You got F.A. Obata, who's been getting better each season in Carolina. And the only thing I will say for this game, stars out. That's a big deal for us. But Harrison Phillips is playing in his position. He actually had a good preseason. Will Harrison Phillips stay healthy? Who knows? That's his problem. Harrison Phillips has not been healthy, but he's going to be filling in for Star. I don't see this game close. I think how our offenses ran is a 4 or 5 receiver set. We score fast and we score often. I think we're going to get up very quick on Pittsburgh. They are not going to be able to run the ball against us because they're going to be down so quick. I think they're going to be forced to throw the ball to play catch up. And I think that's going to be the mistake. And by the way, if our quarterbacks who get heat, who get pressure, tend to throw a lot of interceptions because they're trying to get rid of the ball quicker because they have no choice, I think there's going to be a couple of interceptions in this game because Ben's going to try to. Now, if you remember what happened last season, we brung the heat and Ben threw that crucial
once he threw that pick, it was over. Yep.
It was a wrap. So imagine, and we weren't even what we were this season. So I just don't feel like the running game is going to be something that's going to hurt us this game. And I think we're going to win by 42-16, something like that. We're going to crush them. I don't think it's going to be close. I see a lot. We're only favored by 6.5, but I don't think that's possible. I think we win by a lot,
On paper, that's perfectly right. On paper, no question.
Yeah. Now, I do want to get to one thing, guys, because we're coming up on time. I want to talk about fantasy football and each one of our teams. Like, who do you guys have on your team that you would recommend? Like, if someone's playing fantasy as like a sleeper, just in general, like a guy that you would go, hey, I would start him on your fantasy team if you have one. Like, pick this guy or even a sleeper. Like, what guys are reliable enough to start on a fantasy football team?
I got 3 people. I got 3 guys. Unfortunately, as more than usual for Patriots people, but I got 3. I have Damian Harris. I think he's going to be lights out running back. So he's a perfect running back 2. Or if you got crazy receivers in your fantasy team, then he's a perfect running back 1. I'm projecting at least 1,100 and like 8 to 10 touchdowns. So that's going to be great. In a PPR league, Jacoby Myers, he's going to get a lot of receptions. So I think he's going to be a great, at least a flex receiver. He's going to be really good. And Patriots defense. There's not that many great offenses we're going to play this year. So they should be getting some good points for you. At the very least, stay at 10 when you start the game, which is great for defenses. Those are my 3. Yeah.
All right. And what about you, Captain D? What do you got on your team?
Well, I don't have that much exciting fantasy picks, but obviously if you're looking for a sleeper, I would probably say maybe Albert Wilson. I think he's going to have a big comeback year. Had the hip injury, took last year off for COVID, and he's looked spectacular. But let's see what happens. You know what I mean? But if I was going to go with a deep pick or a sleeper pick, I would say Albert Wilson. I'll give you another second one. If some of our injuries or wide receivers get hurt, check out Mac Hollins. I think Mac Hollins has been solid. He played big for us last year when guys were injured. So if I would say, hey, there's a couple injuries, pick up Mac Hollins. He's going to be a solid pick.
I like Gesicki for them too. Gesicki's a good tight end.
Yeah, Gesicki, and even maybe the Dolphins defense when it if you're lacking on a defense or late pick. I mean that's not a Jason Sanders, for instance, kicker. I know
they're playing a bad offense. They're getting just as good as we are. Like they're gonna get points. That's fine. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yep. Now with us sleepers, I got a few. Gabriel Davis.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, but well, sleepers. Now we got a lot of now. Obviously, the guys that you want to be on your team, you know who they are: Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, the Bills defense. You can't go wrong with Tyler Bass.
Which I have two of those people on my team.
Right, Cole Beasley. You can't go wrong with. Right, but a sleeper, two of them really. I'll say Gabe Davis and Emmanuel Sanders. They could be both potentially 1,000-yard receivers.
Gabe Davis,
but I think Gabe Davis will have a better season than Emmanuel Sanders. And on a lot of fantasy drafts, I see Emmanuel Sanders way higher than Gabe. And if it was me, I'd pick Gabe over Emmanuel. From what I've seen, I think he's younger.
That playoff run from him.
Yeah, Sanders is dealing with a foot injury. So, how many? Now, the one guys I wouldn't say take a chance on is our tight ends. Dawson Knox has been so up and down. I have no idea what's going to happen with him. And Devin Singletary, I'm telling you, he's going to have a bounce back year. He looked phenomenal in preseason. The burst that he showed, he didn't show that for the first two seasons.
And he's been dropping in fantasy leagues too. No one's.
Yeah. And I think, bro, he lost a lot of weight and he gained a lot of muscle. He looks, I'm telling you right now, I think I could see 1,000-yard season from him. Though the only problem I have with him is touchdowns. Will Zach Moss be the guy that gets the rock in the red zone? Possibly. And that obviously will give you more fantasy points. So that's it. You could go either way. I could tell you it's Zach Moss is a sleeper too, because you got those fantasy you got the touchdowns.
Yeah, that's a small problem with the Bills there when it comes to fantasy. You have so many options, including your quarterback. He can rush in himself and get it. So it's kind of tough to know who's going to get the scores.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. 100%. So let's see here. I do have somebody hopping on here. Give me 1 second, guys. I think I do have somebody that wanted to say something. Let's see if he's around. Let's see here. And it's not my dog barking. Let's see here.
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Oh my God, he's back.
Oh, what? What is this guy saying?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Oh, come on. Get out of here, Jets fan. Get the hell out of here, Joe.
That's a horror movie in his own right.
So you guys, here it is. So this is the AFC East Shakedown. I want to thank everybody for coming. I do want to say I couldn't find a Jets fan. I could not find a Jets fan to hop on. If anyone knows out there on the chat a no good, dirty, disgusting Jet fan that wants to join the show, they're more than welcome to. I'll give them the time. We got an hour. Sometimes we can go more. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties tonight by my good man, Captain D. Of course, Sports Dynasty came correct, and they were spot on, unlike me and Captain D. I do apologize. Sports Dynasty Podcast, where can we find you guys at? Where can Patriots fans go to watch your content?
You get to shine here.
Of course. You can find us on any available podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Play Radio. We're also on Twitter at Podcast Dynasty. We also have a Facebook group, the Sports Dynasty Podcast Facebook group. Check it out. Join. be a part of our conversation. It's buzzing, and we're growing. So it's really, really good and really, really humble to be able to, give out content to everybody. We hope you guys like it.
Nice. And what's your guys' Twitter?
At Podcast Dynasty.
Okay. Captain D, where can we find you? I know you're new to this. By the way, I will say this, guys, about both my guests tonight and who will be moving forward on panel. Awesome guys, down to earth, very brutally honest about their teams. I love them. I've talked to Trevor Juan before multiple times. Awesome guys. Captain D, by the way, he's new to this YouTube kind of world. He's just getting into it. So I want to say thank you for coming on, Captain D. And tell us where we can find you, Captain D.
You can find me at Captain D _Fins Talk. If you ever want to reach out, see what I'm posting, you can see me there. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Sports Dynasty Podcast and, of course, the Mafia Sports Report for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Yes.
No problem. And we'll be on every Saturday at 7:35 Eastern Time. I promise the next one will be better. Captain D probably will be on time.
Yeah.
The Sports Dynasty Podcast always shows up. They're always correct. They're always on time, so I don't even worry about them. That's Bill Belichick got them following the right direction because right? That's the Patriot way, right? You don't fuck around. You show up on time. Right, Bill put that in place.
Doghouse is not where you want to be.
I appreciate it. I think Captain D is still on the old coach that's sniffing the salts on the sideline.
Adam Gase.
Oh, I'm done.
Adam Gase.
I'm just glad you didn't come on here with your eyes like going all crazy. I had to boot you.
Wasn't that crazy?
Hey, thank you, everyone. We'll see you next weekend at 7:35 Eastern Time. And we are out of this bitch. Peace.
Yeah.